What might be the final ever episode of Skeleton Crew has arrived, and my word, did they stick the landing. Episode 8 delivered answers to the show's biggest mysteries, while providing a satisfying yet open-ended conclusion to not just a kid's journey, but to Jod's complex arc and the treasure planet that is Attin.
You're ruled by a droid?
Filled with action, high stakes, and jaw-dropping reveals, the finale encapsulated the very essence of Star Wars: hope, adventure, and mystery. Although it didn't give Jod the happily ever after some fans were hoping for,
doesn't matter who you call, they can't get through the barrier.
It left the door open for his story to continue, all while staying true to the character he became. And with Attin's secrets finally out in the open, could the planet play a larger role in a galaxy on the brink of conflict, where credits are hard to come by? Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe for more of our Star Wars coverage. There's a lot going on right now with the movies and Ahsoka Season 2, while Andor's return and Star Wars Celebration are just over the horizon, so make sure to keep it locked here for all of that. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into Episode 8 titled The Real Good Guys.
You're no Jedi. You lied. And now, the real good guys are coming.
They're good guys. No one's coming to save you, boy! Grow up!
The pirate frigate hovers just beyond Attin's barrier, ready to breach the hidden planet. Meanwhile, below the planet's surface, Jod confronts the kids and their parents in the vaults, igniting his lightsaber as he approaches them. The moment is tense and chilling, but instead of escalating the situation with violence, he retracts the blade almost immediately, doubling down on his guise as a Republic emissary. Jod turns the situation on its head. He scolds the kids for breaking security protocols.
Its safety should be your top priority.
And causing endless chaos on their journey, positioning himself as a voice of order amidst the chaos. He orders the droids to confine the kids to their quarters, ensuring they're under constant surveillance and kept out of his way as he works to bring his crew down to the planet and seize the mint for himself. Taken home, Wynn reflects on everything he's experienced, speaking with his dad Wendell, who, let's be honest, is great this episode. Wynn admits the galaxy is far more chaotic than he ever imagined. Suddenly, the boring life he once resented on Attin feels like a luxury. It's a pivotal character moment that underscores how much the kids have grown. Fern, however true to her nature, doesn't stay silent. Her defiance earns her a harsher punishment. She and her mother Farah are taken to meet the elusive supervisor, whose very identity has remained one of the show's great mysteries, and may hold the key to understanding what's been going down on the planet the entire time. On their way to see the supervisor, the dynamic between Jod and the kids couldn't feel more different than when we last visited one of these towers on Attin. While Attin's tower had crumbled into ruin after years of war, Attin's was pristine, that is, until we step inside. What greets us is a dull, dusty room filled with what appears to be servers.
Is it abandoned?
No, it's just...
Not exactly the luxury many of us thought Tak Renard would be enjoying up here. Then comes the big reveal: the supervisor isn't a person at all, it's a droid. Shout out to those of you that guessed that in the comments. Thinking back, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, for the planet intended to be hidden for who knows how long, who better to oversee its operation than a droid? Unlike an organic, as they say in the galaxy, it wouldn't grow old or become greedy for the treasure itself. Feeling emboldened, Jod doubles down on his Republic emissary act, even taking it a stretch further, calling himself a Jedi. But here's where he slips up. The supervisor might be a droid, but it's not stupid, and Farah's wising up too. The supervisor agrees to land the frigate on the condition that Jod can clarify the last Republic message they'd received, the part that said all Jedi were traitors. So which part was he lying about here? Being a Jedi or an emissary? And this also raises an interesting question. Why did Jod even reveal his lightsaber to him anyway? Was it naivety? Did he assume the planet was unaware of the galaxy's wider events based on the kid's knowledge gap? Or was there something he knows that we don't? The supervisor, confirming Jod is an imposter,
as I suspected,
orders the security droids to attack him. Jod, however, pulls off some moves we've seen in Star Wars before. He plunges his lightsaber into the supervisor's eyepiece, destroying it in a moment that visually mirrors Qui-Gon forcing his way through the Trade Federation's doors in Episode 1. The destruction of the supervisor also results in the shutdown of the security droids too, much like the battle droids on Naboo. Even in the midst of his darkness, Jod does show restraint, telling Farah that he doesn't want to destroy the planet, he just wants to take his fill of credits and leave. Of course, we know he's lying, he just needs the barrier intact to protect the planet once he takes full control. Now, with tension on Attin reaching its boiling point and the identity of the supervisor finally out in the open, Jod's slip-up claiming to be a Jedi Republic emissary proves to be his undoing. It's a mistake that cost him both his disguise and the element of secrecy, yet it also ties directly into one of the season's lingering questions. Was Jod ever a Jedi in the first place? Throughout the show, he's used to the Force and his loose interpretations of Jedi teachings like those he shared with Wim.
Focus determines your reality.
hinted at a connection. Being able to pass himself off as a Jedi here seemed like a calculated risk, one he likely felt confident about, and yet Jod underestimated just how much the supervisor knew about the galaxy beyond the barrier.
Emissary for the Republic and Jedi.
While its knowledge might have been outdated, the droid still understood that the Jedi were no longer aligned with the Republic to be fulfilling roles such as this.
The Republic stated that all Jedi were traitors.
So why would Jod take such an unnecessary risk in the first place? Well, perhaps it's all tied to where he found the lightsaber in Renard's lair. Since we know the Onyx Cinder was originally an Attin ship, Jod may have deducted that Renard took it from the Republic, likely with their emissary on board. If that emissary was a Jedi, it would explain the lightsaber, and this is why Jod may have assumed the Republic relied on a Jedi for such important roles. I mean, who else would they entrust with overseeing arguably their greatest secrets at the time? It does make me wonder though, if the Jedi kept these secrets with the Republic, and they remained buried for so long, what else could be waiting to come out the woodwork as we move forward? After Jod takes control of Attin's systems, he signals the pirate frigate to begin the invasion. With the supervisor offline and the security droids disabled, Wim seizes the opportunity to tell Wendell the truth about what's really been going on. Meanwhile, the frigate begins its assault, aimlessly firing on the planet's structures, a tactic reminiscent of Jod's recent scare tactics to secure compliance. Now Wim, KB and Neil reunite with a plan to save Fern and the planet, which is to take the Onyx Cinder through the barrier and contact Kim to call in the X-Wings for help. This sets up for me what is one of the best moments of the season, an epic speeder bike chase as the kids, accompanied by Wendell, dodges pirate fire on their way to the ship. Wendell's reaction to making the jump was hilarious, and it added a lot of heart to the scene, as we've seen just how much he's rediscovering his sense of adventure, which a lot of adults lose as they get older. Anyways, once on the ship, the group discovers it's stuck due to a power outage. Wendell's skills come into play.
Son, you are talking to a level 7 systems coordinator.
As he takes charge of restoring the power, while Neil locates the turbo laser on top of the school, just like on Akron, to hold off the pirates. Now in the supervisor tower, Fern has to confront her mother's panic, telling her that the journey has shown that even in the galaxy's darkest of places, good people can always be found. At this moment, Wynn comes in with the power of his imagination, distracts Jod with a completely made up story about the X-Wings and an entire Jedi army en route to the planet. Though Jod knows this a lie, the distraction buys enough time for Wendell to get the power back up. KB, with the help of SM-33, manages to pass through the barrier and contact Kim, but her ship's hit and crashes back down on Attin. The fate of the planet boils down to a tense standoff in the supervisor tower, where Jod's backstory is finally revealed. Turns out he wasn't an Order 66 survivor, but was briefly trained by one afterwards, only to witness her being killed after being hunted down by what was most likely the Inquisitors. It's this trauma which left him bitter, morally conflicted, and ultimately shaped his worldview. As the barrier is destroyed and a new Republic arrives to drive the pirates away, Jod surrenders. The kids, with KB alive and now reunited with their parents, share a moment of triumph amidst the chaos, while Jod peers through the window at the frigate being destroyed with a smirk, which I read as his acknowledgement that this was one of those pinpricks of light moments he was talking about earlier. However, this time he was just on the wrong side of it. I don't think Jod was really a bad guy. He didn't actually kill anyone. His greed just got the better of him, but let me know if you read his smirk at the end any differently down in the comments. One of the last shots of the show was Wim, looking up to the New Republic ships above, which really captures the true essence of what Star Wars is all about. Hope, adventure and mystery, while it naturally makes you wonder what's in store for the kids and the planet moving forward now it's out in the open. And I think the most likely path is for Attin to join the New Republic. In many ways, it never really left, it was simply hidden and forgotten over time, and this move would make perfect sense as it benefits both sides immensely. Attin's economy thrives on minting credits, a resource the New Republic desperately needs as it tries to consolidate its power post-Empire. In return, the planet would gain protection in an increasingly chaotic galaxy, which they'll now need as the barrier's gone.
Yes!
Of course, the threat of the Imperial remnants and Thrawn's return looms in the horizon, though the New Republic isn't quite aware of that just yet. For now, they're focused on dealing with pirates, a threat they've proven they can handle, and as for the kids, this change also brings freedom. They're no longer confined to Attin's rigid career paths.
Looks like you don't have to take assessment anymore.
Their horizons have now expanded. Wim, who always dreamed of helping others, just like the Jedi in his stories, now actually has a chance to follow that path. While the show didn't explicitly show us that Wim had any Force potential, he could aspire to join the New Republic fleet, perhaps even as an X-Wing pilot. Now, as for Jod, his fate remains uncertain. Did he escape on one of the pirate ships, or will he face justice at the hands of the New Republic? His journey does feel far from over, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him return in a future story. In fact, rumours suggest some Skeleton Crew characters may appear in other upcoming live-action projects, so this might not be the last we see of him or the kids. What do you think is next in store for these characters? Do you think we'll get a second season, or is it one and done? As always, don't forget to leave a like on today's video if you've enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe if you'd like to catch more. I'll see you in the next one, and may the Force be with you.